last year. How's the retention been from where you left off in the spring to pick up in the fall, just with knowledge of the
Good, good. The guys are on fire for what they're doing. Very important to them, and it's exciting. They stayed focused. They come to the meetings prepared, and they're able, for the most part, the veteran players, to translate the information from the meeting to the field.
I know that you had spent a lot of time in spring building the culture. How do you think that carried over in the summer, and how is it right now?
Yeah, like I said, there's a great buy-in from everyone in the organization, on the team, on the unit, and everybody has at least an understanding of the language, and whether we've got the habits, whether the behavior's been habitized or not, we still need time there, but we know, they know, we understand what the expectations are.
Well, how would you characterize the magnitude of Chris Jones' injury? What goes through your mind when you hear something like that?
The characterization would be based on who you're talking to and about. Chris felt the way Chris felt, so I can't answer that question for how Chris felt. How I felt was sad for Chris, and I know Chris will be fine. Chris just has a process of time, but he'll be good as new soon enough, and I feel badly. He was preparing very hard for him, but he'll be back 100% in short order.
Talk about what you've seen from your corners so far, and if there's anybody that stood out.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're all working hard, very excited. Just finished practice 3, so there's a lot to still do, and obviously, and evaluate, but the guys are working hard.
When you see guys that maybe haven't played a lot or started games like Lamar and Eric suddenly entrusted with that opportunity, what do you tell them about what's important to remember as they practice and develop?
I mean, day to day, we don't fly at 40,000 feet. We're not big picture group. They had work to do today, per call, per drill, per session, and if they focus on anything other than that, it's going to be a problem. And everybody's at a different developmental phase. You mentioned Chris. Chris defended almost 500 passes last year. So, I'm not sure how many Lamar defended, or Eric, or DiCaprio Boodle, or any of those guys, Avery. So, but they're confident, they're excited, they're trying hard, and we're going to have ultimate faith in them. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next man in.
We've heard a bunch of guys talk about the summer program being really intense. Where do you feel like your team's at from a conditioning standpoint?
It's not my team. So, oh, the defense? I feel like the defense is prepared to practice hard for the length of time that's expected from the head football coach. I haven't seen guys that physically can't compete and go through the drill work and the teamwork. They're coming back and bouncing back. They were focused and worked hard this summer, like most programs. So that's like a prerequisite to being at this level. Every team trains hard in the summer.
I know you kind of brought in Coach Darnell as a defensive consultant. I know that you worked for him at one time. What strengths does he bring to the table? Why do you want him here?
Veteran coach, been there, done that at every level. He's got an understanding of seeing the big picture. He's got a wealth of experience of leverage liabilities, lineman liabilities, stance liabilities, communication liabilities, so he could cycle back to his Rolodex of information to the middle 70s and think about something that might have hurt or helped. So it's like having an unabridged dictionary there sitting next to you.
I know he was one of Gary Patterson's mentors way back in the day, right? Is that kind of knowledge base of a variety of defenses helpful to you?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. He's a big help, and he's a dear friend, and he's a great, respected colleague, and we've been very close since the day we parted, since the day we worked together, and we have a shared vision on how young men should be treated and developed.
How much do you
hope to expect to learn by your team in week 1 versus, maybe the rest of fall camp? How do you quantify that?
0.001%. I think that's an old adage and an old ideology. If every single person on the unit, including the coaches, improves 0.001% each day, how could anybody be upset with that? So hopefully I did a better job today, and the fourth string boundary corner did a better job today, and the starting Mike linebacker did a better job today, and if everybody got better, how could anyone be upset with that?
Was there any thought of moving Kalu to corner? And if he stays at safety, what is the thought process?
Well, Joshua Kalu could play a myriad of different positions really, really well. He's a talented player. He's a rugged, tough player. He's a smart player. We all collectively believe that safety is his natural position. We believe that from an evaluation standpoint and a future standpoint, that he would be a very, very good corner, maybe even a great corner. But in my mind, there's no doubt that he is and or will be one of the best safeties in the country, if not the very best safety in the country. So that's the mindset. And furthermore, the safeties are really premier positions in our defense. So in our defensive system, it's a big, big deal to have great safety play.
Why is that? Why in this particular defense what is about that position?
Well, the safeties are our quarterback. They really are. They drive a lot. There was an old commercial. I probably can't say the name with all the corporate sponsorship state liabilities. But it was when this company talks, everybody listens. So that's Kalu and Aaron. When the safeties talk, everybody listens. And they have that kind of cachet with our group. Their expectation is that much with our group. They drive. And then specifically on him, body, big, athletic, tall, fast, those would be top traits in the safety line. But he's also a demonstrative communicator, very bright, and a quick thinking, football intelligent player. So it's really a natural fit.
Anything else?
Coach, up on the defensive line with Nick Stoltenberg, you talk about the 0.001% improvement. How have you seen him make strides since spring?
Yeah, Mick, there's been strides intangibly. He's really developing as a leader for the unit, if not the team. Really appropriate sights and sounds. And that's consistent. That's day to day. But he's cleaned up his fundamentals. He's a really strong player in our 3-down. He's always been a good 4-down player, but he's really improved his eye progression in our 3-down, and the transition to pass rush after that he's worked on hard too. He's improved in all areas. Thank you.